Hey man.
Hey man.
What are you doing?
Watching the Rhino.
Why are we watching it?
We got a new toy.
So what are we gonna do with this? So we kind of did a thing the other day. Those of you that have been watching the channel for a long time, I think I did 2 videos on the Rhino when we first got it, and then I just kind of got sidetracked and never finished all the videos on it. But outfitted it with the roll cage that I made for it, added the back seat, did the big bore kit, new head, valve seals, all that, the HunterWorks clutch, all that good stuff. But the girls at 13, going on 14 now, have outgrown the back seat. They can still ride in it, but when you ride all day long, they're kind of cramped. Just kind of was time, and I felt like it was time to upgrade, long story short. So after doing some work on the Rhino the other day, everybody was wanting to get these 23s off the floor, so we got a new 23 R-Spec Yamaha Rmax 4 1000 here, and we picked it up the other day, and I will throw some clips in right here in just a second of us picking it up, and we immediately went to the lake and rode trails the next day. Our vacationing for us is going to the lake and riding trails. So it's money well spent. Got a really good deal on it because this was the last R-Spec they had for 23. I think the R-Specs don't quite sell as much because everybody wants the XTR. This video was just for showing y'all, new member to the Automatic Garage fleet here, and kind of going over what we're going from and what we're going to, and also how good a machine the Rhino's been, and it's going to be for sale. So y'all stick on for that. So, what do you think?
I love it.
It's a little bit sad because that has been an excellent machine. We did a lot of stuff to it. Did the 686 Wiseco big bore piston, and did our kind of homemade K&N intake on it. Built the cage, did the seats. What else have we done? We added the actual real instrument panel when we did all that, because it just had since this is a 04, it just had the old lights. Oil pressure and water temp. We did the toggle switches for the LED lights up here and the underglow lights. It had the lift on it already. Those wheels I got from somebody, and it had the center was black on the other wheels. Put a winch on it. Am I missing anything? We did have Gibson exhaust on it, and if you have one of these, don't buy the Gibson exhaust. It's not worth the money. It's too loud, and the springs break, it falls apart. It started burning through real early. So it's got stock exhaust back on it. And I just kind of drilled out the rear portion of the baffle and put a big turn down on it. And it's just a little bit louder than stock and has a good deep tone to it. Of course, we put a lot of axles in it riding on the trails. That's really the biggest complaint with it, is that with the 27s and the lift, it kind of eats up axles. And by eats it up, I mean we're doing axles once a year on it. But I mean, I guess that's kind of how it goes. So we went from 2004 to 2023, and this is the Yamaha Rmax 4 R-Spec, which is the base model, which means it doesn't have the fancy display up here, doesn't have the button to go from soft and trail and crawling on the, as far as the suspension goes, doesn't have the throttle control for trail and crawl mode and all that, but you can add that switch real easy. So it's in trail mode all the time with the Fox shocks that are on it. And from what I understand, it's what most people leave it set on anyways. But anyways, it rides drastically different. Of course, the power is drastically different. So got a really good deal since it was a 23 and they were getting them off the floor. And the only thing I added was the windshield, and I worked that out to where I got it at their cost. So we're gonna have a lot of videos coming on this. First thing is gonna be doing the first service on it, because this is a dry sump oil system on this, so it's a little bit different, changing the oil on it. And of course we gotta do the front diffs. And I've already checked the air filter after we rode the trails. That's what those clips were I had earlier in the video here. But it doesn't even show any signs of use yet. And if you're not familiar with these, of course the seat flips up and you can slide this back portion all the way up here, and then you have storage space in the back still. And the only thing I'm not crazy about, and Lee's not either, is these, just because, get in Lee and kind of show how it is. It's not comfortable getting in it. You gotta get way forward to get around it. And then riding, put your arm on the door. Like, you either gotta put your arm up there, and it's just not comfortable. So I think I'm gonna leave these for the girls in the back. And anybody that has one of these, tell me your suggestions. What I was thinking of doing was cutting them off here and putting some nice rubber caps over it. That way I'm not having to remove the seat and cut the welds where it's welded to the seat. I think it would look a little cleaner with that off also. But wasn't crazy about the color at first, but it really grew on me. And of course, Miss Automatic likes it a lot. And it is so much quieter on the trails. Also, doesn't put off near the amount of heat as the older Rhino does. But like I said, we're not bashing on this. This is a 20-year-old machine. It's really the first side-by-side. And we made it do everything we needed to do for what, the last 4 years, 5 years?
Yeah.
And we've rode a lot of miles on it. And he's rode a lot of miles on it.
Good memories.
Good memories on it. And it's a good machine, but it will be for sale if anybody is a Rhino enthusiast and interested in one. It's going to be up for sale. So, like I said, this is an introduction video, just showing a new member to the channel here. And we'll be doing some mods to it. I'll be adding the LED light bar and, of course, a winch, and doing the clevises on the front. That's probably the first things right there. And then modifying some stuff, like I said, about the little, whatever you call these, side panels, shoulder panels, whatever you want to call them. So the girls are 13 going on 14, and this was great for a long time, but they've kind of run out of some leg room back here when we're riding for hours on end on the trails. So they drastically have more room. Of course, the sound difference, this is a lot quieter inside the cab. And after riding for a while, this ends up putting off a lot of heat right here, just because, I mean, advancements in technology and heat shielding stuff and all that, this does not get hot in here. This has electric power steering. It's so much easier to steer than the Rhino. And like I said, I'm not making fun. This is 20-year-old technology. It is what it is. It's been great. It'll do anything that this will do for the most part. Has diff lock in the front, they both do. Main difference is suspension is drastically improved. We're running 29-inch tires on this from the factory. These are 27s. This came with 25s from the factory, the Rhino did. And of course the power difference. You're talking about, this was a 660 and it's a 686 now. And this is a 1000 carbureted, fuel injected. Anyways, just proud of it, and kind of still in shock that I bought something new. That's just not something that I typically do. But I had some people tell me, hey, buy something nice for your family that you don't have to work on all the time, because that's what you do all the time, is work on stuff and just have something to enjoy. So I'll do a comparison real quick on the sound difference between the two. So this has an electric fuel pump on it. Got rid of the vacuum pump also. I mean, she fires right up. Versus that's one of the main differences. You can talk in this one while you're riding in it. I mean, you can talk in that one at low speeds, but it's just night and day difference with this. Of course, startup too, being fuel injected, electric fuel pump and all that. It's nice. So this is actually listed on Marketplace. If any of you Rhino enthusiasts out there are interested in it, message me. You can go through Marketplace, or you can go through our contact info on the website also. Like I said, it's a great machine. It's ready to go hit the trails. I would hop on it right now and go ride it tomorrow. And when we would ride, I mean, we'd ride all day long on this thing. And it actually, for the fuel, carrying more people than it's meant to carry, it would go a long ways on the fuel. Anyways, just throwing that out there. Good machine if somebody's looking for one. Diesel, you wanna go for a ride? Diesel approves of it also. Come on, buddy. Come on, get up there. Come on. So he's got plenty of walking around, laying down room with the seats up like that without even sliding the backs forward. TV windshield. So I'm more than likely not going to get into doing a whole bunch of motor mods on this. My goal is to just leave it reliable, leave it the way it is. I may change that exhaust tip. A buddy of mine that has this, that I can fault him for kind of talking me into doing this, because I'm not a person to buy new things. And I should have mentioned earlier, this is the first new thing I've ever purchased in my entire life. Everything's always been used. Bought it on a deal, bought it because it had to be fixed or worked on or whatever. It's kind of the way the Rhino was when we got it. And that's just the way I've always been. And I had some buddies say, hey man, look, you're always working on deals and buying stuff that you have to fix. I understand that's what you do. Just buy something nice for you and your family to enjoy. So that's kind of what we did with this. And it didn't take a lot of convincing, because we're getting more and more stuff here, and I'm not complaining at all. But it's nice to have something maybe that I don't have to work on as much and go enjoy it. So this is Automatic Garage. Y'all go check out other content on the channel. Here is going to be a whole lot of stuff on this side-by-side here. So if you're an R-Max owner, new to it, or thinking about getting one, maybe hit that subscribe button and check out the content. I'm by no means a professional with this yet, but we're going to learn as we go along here. So it's Automatic Garage signing out. Check out the other content on the channel. A lot of power stroke stuff and Ford stuff here, and some side-by-side and all that kind of good stuff on the channel. Go check out our Patreon. If you're interested in becoming a member of that, help support the channel and support content like we create here on the channel. We'd appreciate that. So anyways, it's Automatic Garage signing out. We'll holler at y'all later.